welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm out here with our newest piece of equipment, the Einbach Fusion. So I'm in actually some kind of challenging corn. As you can see, pretty dark right through this area. This part's challenging. The whole field's not challenging, so I gotta reword that. But this thing's doing really good. I'm super happy. As you can see, we got a pretty good flush of weeds coming. A lot of lamb's quarters, actually. You can see up there, it's in the rows, or between the rows, it's pretty weedy. So we're getting about 90% of them, and yeah, we're fighting Mother Nature like we have been all year. It's not because we haven't been trying, because we surely have. It's just been a struggle between all the rain and everything else. So, but now it's going good. Looks like the forecast is a little bit more promising, and we'll just keep on moving. But as you can see, there's spots like that. That's all weeds. If you even want to watch my little mirror down there that I watch the tines dance in between. So there's where I've been. Actually, so when we start a field, we run it the same way that it was planted and follow in all the same tracks and make all the same turnarounds at each end of the field. But this field I had to start in reverse and work my way to where we started planting, and I started where the planter finished. So yeah, not really too big of a deal, but just kind of did that because the north half of the field is a little bit wetter. So, but yeah, we been battling weeds, didn't know if we'd have to flame this or what. So I waited all morning, or Jerry and I waited all morning and kind of did a few other things, went and looked around at one of our tiling projects going on. Maybe we'll get you guys over there pretty soon, but got a pretty good sized tiling project going on, and then we hope to plant sunflowers in that field. So that one will be a fun one to get tiled out, that's for dang sure. So on this Fusion, right here is the gauge for our tension of the springs. So yeah, that's the main thing I've been watching, just kind of moving that around every so often. And I'm actually able to go 3.4, 3.5 in this field. Last night we could only go about 3 miles an hour just because the corn was more fragile in the other field that we were in. But this one's actually working up really good. So on the Fusion currently I have 4 tines tied up over the rows so that we're not digging out the corn just because the corn's too fragile. Jerry says he has some friends or kind of a group of guys that he knows that are running with tines down in corn. So hopefully maybe he's willing to let me try that when the corn's a little bit bigger. He said the corn has to be a hair taller than what we're doing right now, so I don't think he's gonna let me risk that. I did it in one spot and kind of tore up the headland, so I think I got banned from trying that for a little bit. But other than that, if we were in a cultivator right now, we'd be going a lot slower. So I mean, this thing's just, these tine weeders are just the Cadillac of being able to get in. And yeah, I know 3.4 isn't fast, but I'm doing 15.8, 15.6 acres an hour, and I'm getting stuff done. I'm actually probably to where I need to be on our weeding passes. So yeah, if I could have been in here a day sooner, that would have been better, but we're not too far behind, granted, what Mother Nature has served us with. So I could actually, I'll stop in one of the weedy spots and we'll get out and look and see how I'm doing, and you guys be the judge. Alright, so I'm actually in one of the weedy patches. Pretty windy out, sorry about that, but I'll try to talk a little louder. So as you can see, just got a lot of lamb's quarters in this. Yeah, so that's what we're up against, few in the row. So this is what I'm doing. I'm getting rid of all these lamb's quarters, burying them, breaking them up. As you can see, that one's over. Those are dead. Those are dead, drying out. And I'm also, look at that, I'm rolling it into the dirt into the row. So I mean, what more could you ask for? Yeah, we're not digging this, but I'm rolling dirt on top of these. I'm putting dirt on top of these. So I'm, at the very least, I'm slowing them way down. So all these are gone, dead. Might re-rut, but it'll give us a time to get the corn popped up, get it a little bit taller. We'll probably make another pass out here, but this machine's just doing really good. This is what the doctor ordered. So as you can see, I got 4 tines tied up, but then I'm rolling dirt in. So I got about 2 inches on each side of my corn plant, roughly, give or take some, 4 inches total. But I'm pretty happy with the work it's doing. That every roll. And I might roll a few clods on top of them, a few plants, but it ain't very many, so I ain't even worried about it. Yeah, we're just rolling now. Just need the weather to shape up. As a farmer, complain about the weather a lot. Probably need to quit doing that, but that's what we do. So set you guys on the Fusion. You can ride along and we'll see how it looks. Alright, so remember when I'm doing this, I'm adjusting the pressure that these have on them. So when I'm coming into the end row, I'm trying not to drag with too much pressure because this is a point row here. So yeah, I'm constantly playing with this gauge right here, moving that back and forth with one of the remotes from in the cab. So I can adjust this from anywhere from 1 pound of pressure on each one of these tines. See the spring right there moving? Right there's the spring. And yeah, as you can see, I'm getting quite a few weeds. Is that a good sign when these are all full of weeds? I would say that's a pretty good sign. So yeah, this whole top mechanism is adjusting these springs, pulling them tighter or loosening it up. So that's a lot of what I'm doing with this tool, is just kind of horsing around. Not horsing around, but probably horsing around. Some days I don't know what I'm doing, so I am mostly just horsing around or faking it till I'm making it. So yeah, I just kind of adjust the tine pressure as I feel I need to. Now the spot right here is not very fun in the field. Going through a wet spot, I had to pick it up. Got tracks back there, a little deep. I think there was water standing there a day ago. So, right there. Kind of got water seeping out of the side of a hill. Need some drain tile here. I think that day is coming on this field sooner than later, hopefully. So I'm adjusting the tine pressure right now. I use the remote right here. That does it. Moves that little gauge right there. I kind of wish I had one for over here, so I could be looking out this side and see my gauge too. But they don't yet. Maybe we can convince them to do that. I would just like to be able to tell a little bit more on both sides of the cab, whichever way I'm leaning, where my tines are set at for pressure. So yeah, my tracks got pretty muddy going through that last spot. That's life. Better than turning around. If I would have had to turn around, I would have created ruts. So at least if I can just pick up and get through it, we'll get it with the next pass. The fields that we've tine weeded so far, all but one, I think we're gonna need to be back into in probably 3 days, just to try to slow down some of the weed pressure and get this corn to kind of shoot up a little bit more before we can come through with a cultivating pass maybe. So yeah, that's with organic farming. It's always interesting. You're always looking for the next pass, even when you're doing the current pass on weeding. We're just always thinking, what's next? What are we gonna do out here? Are we gonna flame it? Just everything comes into play, and it all depends on how you do on your current pass. So, a lot to think about when you're going 3.5 miles an hour. And alright guys, I'm just finishing up on this field. The edge is right there, one more pass, but yeah, it's going pretty good. So one thing I forgot to mention is in this field we do have pretty bad thistle patches. So coming up is one, I'll zoom in on it a little bit, but I think I want to try to plow this winter and see if we can get rid of patches like that. There's a big circle right here of thistles. So I think if we can plow that and get rid of that thistle rut where they keep coming back from, we hopefully could eliminate them on this field. So yeah, other than that, this field looks pretty good. If we can get rid of these thistles, probably have to come back and maybe make another pass in probably 3 or 4 days with the tine weeder, but we're buying ourselves time so that we can get back here and maybe even go a little bit faster. But other than that, it looks, I think, really good. Camera doesn't really do it justice. So yeah, super happy, and I'm gonna let you guys decide today, since you made it all the way to the end of the video. You guys get to rate the weed control and tell me what you would maybe try differently. So even if you're a non-farmer and have no clue, I don't mind the outside perspective. So Let us know in the comments what you would do differently or some things you would try differently. And tell me how I did out of 1 to 10. I'm gonna say I did 7 out here. So let me know, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.